Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz was disappointing at best. What do I mean by that? Coming at you right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to My V Boxing. Going in round one, Jake started off strong in this round. He was feigning well, he was landing most of his shots, he took the opportunities he saw, he had good shot selection. I mean, he was on a roll. I mean, that left hook was nasty. But he was starting off too fast, and that would start to show in the later rounds. Hopping into round two, Jake started to slightly slow down, which allowed Nate Diaz to finally engage that clinch and start landing on the inside. See, if you're desperate enough, you can get what you're aiming for. I'm sure this is where Jake was just starting to feel it too, because he isn't near as dominant here as he was in the first round. I will say though, Nate's right eye started to swell up something fierce. In round three, not a whole lot happened, so I'm gonna skip this round. Walking into round four, Nate started to work Jake on the inside. Yes, the punches were a bit sloppy, but then again, Jake wasn't really doing a whole lot to stop him either. If a Nate Diaz that clearly only showed up for the paycheck could work Jake like this, imagine what a well-trained boxer could do to him. Oh wait, that's already happened, hasn't it? In round five, again, Nate's walking into range out of stance with his hands low, and Jake's not taking the clear opportunity right in front of him. I mean, this is ridiculous. What's crazy is the one time Jake actually counters, he sends Nate to the canvas. Crazy what happens when you actually throw, isn't it? And it's not like Jake isn't doing any damage, because at this point in the fight, both of Nate's eyes are swelling up, but Jake just didn't have that extra oomph he needed to finish Nate off. And round six, it's the same story as round four. Nate just walks into range like he's half asleep, and Jake just does not take the opportunity to wrap this fight up. In round seven, with every one uppercut that Jake would land inside the clinch, Nate would land a combo that would force Jake out of it. See, that's the thing. Nate had the major cardio advantage despite being older than Jake. In round eight, I found myself almost screaming at my screen, Jake, he's got no guard, throw anything at him. But then it hit me. Jake didn't have the energy to. Nate's body was open for hooks. His guard was in a position that most boxers wouldn't have been able to reach around. He wasn't in stance most of the time, and Jake just sat there and stared at him like I stare at my car when it breaks down, absolutely dumbfounded. Rounds 9 and 10 were just about the same. Nate rushes in, throws a combo for every one punch that Jake throws, literally walks out of range, and Jake doesn't punish him at all. I will say though, that guillotine chokehold from Nate was pretty funny. With the fight ending in what could only be compared to watching paint dry, the problem child wins by unanimous decision. Since the influencer scene is gonna be dry for a little bit, I made a song and it's coming out at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The music video will release on my main channel MIV, so keep an eye out. By the way, I'm not at all claiming it'll be charting, but I do think you will enjoy it. If you haven't already liked, commented, subscribed, the worst thing that's gonna happen is I'm probably gonna cry myself to sleep tonight, but if you don't click on this next video, Jake's coming for you in your sleep. Honestly, I thought it was more split decision, especially with that slight comeback from Nate, but I'm not an official boxing judge, so I don't know.